Now more than ever, it is essential to help foster creativity in the film industry, and one of the best ways an individual can do this is by supporting independent creators, specifically those on YouTube. In the age of globalization, where everything is becoming more and more connected around the world, YouTube has been a blessing for individuals trying to produce media on their own. Now they can reach their more global audience without the necessity of assistance from a big studio. In conjunction with this, the studios are gobbling up other studios in mergers, acquisitions, or simple bankruptcies forced upon smaller production companies due to the size and scale of the major studios they have to compete with. In fact, the 5 major production studios command around 80 to 85% of the box office at present. With so many ideas for movies and TV series going to only a few major production studios, the ideas that actually get greenlit for production with assistance from those studios become very limited. To top this all off, the projects that do get set into motion very often fall prey to alterations and adjustments from the creator's original vision from pressure within the studios. Anyway, back to the point, which is that in the modern age, YouTube has been a blessing for independent creators as it allowed some individuals to build enough support around their personalities and ideas to eventually go off and try to produce films on their own with the help of their respective audiences. Advertising for their projects can be largely done through self-promotion on YouTube. Financing can come from revenue from the YouTube channel or crowdfunding in conjunction with promotion of the crowdfunding projects via YouTube. And the medium of social media, whether it be YouTube, Twitter, or any other similar platform, allows these independent creators to team up with other like-minded individuals who have similar aspirations and can be major contributors on the film projects they each pursue. So essentially, YouTube becomes the force behind funding, promotion, production, and most of all, creativity, because without the pressure from the big studios, these creators are able to pursue projects of a nature that might otherwise never see the light of day, and more than that, it lets them speak their true voices. A few prime examples in different forms of media come to mind when I think of YouTubers making original projects: TV type shows and movies. Movies are more easily 100% entirely independent because they're more often than not standalone features. You put your time in and the project is finished, allowing you to fully deliver on your promise to your audience once the movie is complete. TV shows are a lot more difficult because they're ongoing. You need your cast to stick with you, you have to endure varied viewership for each episode, and the viewership will naturally be lower for a show's single episode than for a movie. This means that what YouTubers often end up doing is turning to their fans for support of a pilot episode, which they can then use as the basis for getting support from one of the major television or streaming studios to further produce their desired show. Even though the show may eventually become subject to more and more studio pressure once a studio picks it up, the pilot is still the creator's own vision, and is valuable for being a means by which they can introduce their concept to the world. Fan-funded animated series operate a little differently, as they can have continual production past the pilot without help from a major studio due to the lesser demand for tangible resources when producing animation. A perfect example of a success story of this nature is the Has Been Hotel series on YouTube. The pilot alone garnered 42 million views in less than a year of its release, and due to ad revenue, will be able to continually rake in money from views to support the continuation of the series. The very same platform that helped give rise to these projects usually becomes the medium by which they're distributed: YouTube. This means that the projects are freely accessible to anyone and everyone rather than having to pay a premium for access to the shows, such as is necessary for services like Netflix, Hulu, and the like. This is the means by which the shows make back their money, with ad revenue, similar in fashion to traditional television. Movies get their returns differently, often through digital release purchases, a higher focus on merchandise, and the like. A perfect example of an unmade film that you can go support right now is the film Reset by Nerdstalgic on YouTube, who is running a Kickstarter at the time this video is being made. He's bringing in other YouTubers with a background in film, such as himself, to work on the project, and attempting to procure some rather famous actors for the film. Then there are fan films which don't make money directly on the movie at all, such as the Vader Shards of the Past fan film produced on YouTube, which, even though it got nearly 20 million views in the first year of its release, has not been able to get revenue directly from the film creation. In any of these three cases, it becomes essential to support the creators by going whatever route is available to view the projects. On the TV projects, views translate directly to money back to the creator's pocket. On the movie projects, purchases of the film act to recoup the creator's investment. And for those projects which can't take in revenue, fan films for example, each view further acts to get people to become aware of the creator's work, which could help them in the industry and further or even directly affect the viewership of other videos they have already produced on YouTube or other social media sites, and this allows them to make more money on those videos. Along with this, each view and movie purchase acts as a gauge to see how far the creator's reach truly was with the project. The more people that see their work, the more that work can go to inspire not only the general audience, but other creators. And this is the big idea behind why it's essential to support the initiation of these fan films, because the wave of inspiration that comes from the film can go on to affect more and more films in the industry, along with allowing for the addition of one more original idea to enter the mainstream. So to end things, I say this. If you know of a creator out there whose work on YouTube or social media is of interest to you, use the dedication and effort they put into that work as the basis to supporting them in future film or series endeavors. Your support could make the difference between their idea being just an idea versus being made a reality, and the wave that creator makes in the industry, no matter how large, will have a ripple effect that you will have just become a part of. Thanks for watching the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment anything you wish to say about the video, past videos, or recommendations for future videos. It helps out a lot.